So I need to start this video by saying that the practice of manifestation is extremely real, extremely effective, and I should know I've dedicated my professional life to teaching and helping you to manifest properly. I'm starting the video by clarifying this because this is not a video to say that manifestation is fake, manifestation doesn't work, manifestation sucks. This is not that kind of video. This video is going to give you deep clarity on how applying manifestation and self-development practices in general can actually do you harm if you're not doing it correctly. And unfortunately, I would say that with the rise of popularity in manifestation, there's also been a rise in misteachings and disappointments and just generally feeling worse about yourself because you've attempted manifestation. So the goal of this video is to wake you up and snap you into exactly how to apply this correctly and to see your own blind spots and how you have accidentally been making yourself even more unhappy and even less magnetic to the things that you want because of the way that you've been applying manifestation practices. So I'm very glad you're here. If you were led to this video, if you clicked on it and you're here with me right now, there's a very good reason for that. This is a turning point for you. You manifesting me right now in your experience is your higher self deciding there is no more bullshit in the way you are loving yourself, treating yourself, and therefore applying manifestation work. You are done with your wounded ego driving this show. Your wounded ego has been trying to manifest and failing, and that's why you feel worse. And now you are ready to let your actual soul guide the process for you. You're ready to sink into real surrender, not fake ego surrender, not, oh, I'm going to trick myself to think I'm loved and therefore I'll get some external validation. No more of that. We're going deeper. So anyway, I am glad you're here. My name is Genevieve. If you don't know me yet, maybe this is the first time you've ever seen a video from me. My name is Genevieve. I'm a manifestation coach, a spiritual teacher, and an energy worker. And I myself am so tired of the bullshit in manifestation culture. And that's obviously really going to come out in today's video. But in general, if you watch my other videos, I try so hard to keep this very healthy and grounded for you guys. I really, really want this to work for you in a healthy, psychologically, spiritually healthy way. So if my way of teaching and talking resonates with you, I have courses. You can also work with me privately if you want me to be your personal coach and teacher and talk about your life. I've also got group coaching that you can sign up for if you sign up for the platinum tier of the membership program. All of that is down below if you want to check that out. But of course, checking that out is not required. You get so much free value out of my channel. So if you do enjoy this video, if you like me as a coach, I just ask that you subscribe to my channel and give this video a like so that more people who need this message can find this. Okay, let's get into this. This is going to be a real talk video because I am getting so personally burnt out and feeling suffocated by the insanity that sometimes perpetuates itself in the shadow of manifestation culture that I am obviously a part of. I'm a part of manifestation culture. And in general, I am happy to be here. I'm happy to help you make your shadow self more conscious, more integrated, so that you do manifest what you want more appropriately. And that's what a lot of people are not doing. So many people are not clearly seeing what they are doing to themselves. And they're not clearly seeing themselves in who they are really being in relation to all the things that they want. And also, in today's society, there is this addiction to self-development. And what that really means is we are constantly living in our wounded selves that thinks we'll get gratification in the future if we just work on ourselves enough. What I said just there, that is the true, simplest recipe for raw suffering. You continuing to approach self-development work and manifestation work as if you're trying to get something that exists in the future and that right now you need to change yourself and work on yourself in order to get this fantasy of future gratification. Like, oh, if I just work on myself enough right now, then I'll be loved in the future. Or if I just perfect myself enough right now, then I'll get money in the future. I'll be healthier in the future. I'll have what I want in the future. But do you see how this is the recipe for suffering? Because one, you're saying right now you're not enough. You're saying right now There's a lot wrong here. There's just a lot of bad things about me. I've got to do XYZ. I've got to have a strict schedule where I do affirmations or I do the proper self-care routine every day. I've got to whip myself into shape because right now I am not enough as I am. So I'm going to do all this stuff. I'm going to do affirmations. I'm going to do techniques. I'm going to do whatever self-care I think I should do to get something in the future. So you're constantly delaying and saying, still not enough, still not enough. And you keep chasing this dragon, this imaginary dragon that doesn't exist in an imaginary future. Because as you know, if you're a true grounded manifester, you know that the future is not real. The past is not real. Neither of those things are real. The future is a concept that exists in your mind. The past is also a concept that exists in your mind. They're not real places that you can go. A healthy, grounded manifester knows that there is nothing outside of this current moment, this one moment that me and you are in right now, this moment, and now this next moment, and this next moment. This is all there is. So if this moment isn't enough for you, and you keep saying in your powerful consciousness that, yep, this moment's not enough for me, next moment, oh, this moment's not enough for me, next moment, this moment's not enough for me, then what you're really affirming moment to moment to moment of your life is, I'm not enough, this life is not enough, I'm trying to get better, I'm trying to get better. It's like every day that's what you're affirming. But do you see the very nature of that is denying your true nature as a manifester to choose right now, I can just decide that I am absolutely enough, that there is nothing in the future that will ever make me feel more better than I can make myself feel right now. And I know that what I said feels like a really lofty task because so many of you watching this have been through a lot of very real suffering, very real trauma, very real painful events have happened to you. I know it. I know that each and every one of you has had very real, painful things happen to them that you're still processing, or maybe haven't even started processing yet, but they're deep within you and they're not letting you enjoy or feel free in this current moment. And that's why, again, you've gotten addicted to self-development and addicted to manifestation stuff because you're trying to escape. You're trying to escape this pain that has been chasing you from your past. And as we said, the past is technically not real, but what is real is the energy within you that you've been collecting based on perception after perception after perception and experience after experience after experience of the past. And if you have not processed properly all of this old stuff that has been accumulating and accumulating throughout your conscious experience, if you're not processing it and dealing with it in a healthy way, it's just going to feel like a lot of suffering in your conscious space, in your body, in your energy. To actually start manifesting a better future, but remember the future's not real, but to actually start manifesting better, what a lot of you need to do is stop denying your shadow. And when I say shadow, I mean, again, all of that negative past stuff, all of that grief, all of that anger, all of that fear and sadness, all of that stuff that accumulated from a lot of legitimate past experiences you had. You need to allow your body to process those things and love those things. I know it sounds corny, but that really is the best way to process old shadowy stuff, is to love it. Start embracing your shadow, start welcoming it and making it very conscious. Like probably 80% of the people who are watching my channel are not integrating all this powerful energy that's in their shadow. They're actually just trying to run from it. And that's why you get more depressed as you manifest. That's why your life gets worse as you manifest. Because you're compounding all of this emotional stuff about yourself. You're not being honest with yourself about it. You're not seeing it clearly when it rises up within you. That's the really big thing I see in a lot of my clients. They don't see how they're projecting their shadow onto their specific person they're manifesting, or they don't see how they're projecting their shadow onto whatever they're manifesting, money, relationships, whatever. They can't consciously see what they're doing. But for example, if you are manifesting a romantic specific person and you have a really heavy old rejection wound where, again, probably from childhood, you felt dismissed by your family, you felt misunderstood, you were emotionally neglected as a child, you developed this obsession probably to be chosen by someone that you deem special, and this unconscious shadowy part of you thinks that it will get that gratification in the future if this specific person that you've decided is special chooses you. So you're obsessed with getting that specific person to choose you and see you and love you and validate you in all the ways that you never were as a child, but you're unconscious to seeing that that's what you're doing. And this is again the case with especially people who are manifesting SPs. They're not really seeing clearly, oh my God, I'm projecting so much of my shadowy old family of origin wounds onto this specific person. Like, oh, the reason I want this specific person, who's totally not special, by the way, they're only special because you, in your operant powerness, made them special. You decided to choose them as, that's the one who's gonna heal my family wound. And again, of course, you're not consciously thinking this. This is all very shadowy, unconscious projection. But if you're trying to manifest and you are leaking that kind of wounded dynamic out towards this person or out towards whatever it is you're manifesting, and you're not consciously seeing, whoa, I'm not putting my power where it needs to be appropriately. Because if I really want to manifest this specific person in a healthy way, I cannot be projecting any insecure, need, weird wounded attachment stuff onto them. They will not conform. I've been doing this for so many years now, and I have never seen an SP conform when the manifester is still in a lot of wounded, insecure projection attachment stuff towards that specific person. You have to regain your sovereignty. So many of you are depressed and suffering in your manifestation work because you're not regaining your sovereignty. You're not starting with, I need to take care of my own energy first. I need to genuinely care about me and validate me. I need to get way more secure doing that, because if you're not secure with really strong self-validation first, you're going to get even more compounded and addicted to needing external validation. This is my other point about why your manifestation practice is making you depressed. There are scientific studies that show that when a human is more reliant on external validation, the more you're reliant on things happening out here to prove to you that you're okay, you are much less happy. And what I see so often, it's a very sad side effect of people coming into manifestation, is they accidentally make themselves become that person, where before, maybe they kind of were living their life, they weren't really looking that much for external validation, but then they learned about manifestation and it was like, oh, I can do these little tricks and make the 3D do something for me. Oh, if I just do this technique of affirming or visualizing, oh, that will make the 3D do something for me. And suddenly they're constantly looking for, oh, is the 3D doing that trick? Is the 3D proving that I'm right? Is the 3D validating me? It's like people are becoming more hypersensitive to external validation when they're supposed to be doing the opposite as a manifester. You guys probably hear me say all the time in all the videos is that we are moving from being reliant on external proof. We no longer care about external proof to show us that we are loved, or to show us that we are successful, or to show us that we are okay in whatever way. The goal is to be moving away from, I don't need any external validation anymore. I don't care what the 3D is doing, because as a manifester, I've learned that the 3D is always behind me. It's never out in front of me, giving me validation that I can have what I want, or giving me permission that I can have what I want, or be who I want to be. The 3D is this meaningless mirror that is always just reflecting who you're genuinely being. Always emphasize genuinely, not who you're faking being, not who your ego is trying to play a trick on you to be like, oh yeah, you're totally healed and you totally love yourself and your SP totally loves you too. Oh, I totally believe that. The 3D physical mirror is not going to validate that, because that energy that I just did there, that was not a genuine shift. That was the ego learning about manifestation knowledge and then misinterpreting it as a way to get more control. Because the ego is obsessed with control. It's obsessed with 3D validation, to be honest. Your ego wants to control reality so badly. But ironically, the funny trick that God consciousness plays on us, this paradox, is that we only feel in control and we only know we're in control when we get very comfortable with being out of control. And what I just said right there was just a fancy way of describing true, genuine surrender. When you get very comfortable with true, genuine surrender about this physical reality, you no longer think it's that important. You're no longer obsessed with trying to control circumstances, trying to get that validation, trying to get that gratification from the 3D. Like, yes, gratification, it comes from the 3D. The external is where I get gratification. That's what your ego thinks. We have to really discipline the ego that that's not what we're doing here as manifestors. But unfortunately, a lot of people who are coming into this manifestation work, they are accidentally operating from this very egocentric view of things, like I'm gonna do techniques to do a trick and get the 3D to do me a trick. And then they're really upset. Then they're suffering because it didn't work. Well, of course it didn't work. I'm so sorry, because again, this 3D reality, this physical world, is constantly reflecting your genuine energy. Who are you really being in this world right now? And if you're being someone that is dissatisfied with yourself, dissatisfied with your love life, dissatisfied with your finances, and you're really anxiously grasping for control about that because you feel so out of control and you're like, okay, I'm just gonna try to get it together and control it. Your genuine state of being is one of mistrust and a total lack of self-love, a lack of faith in yourself, a lack of surrender, just so many things. That's your genuine state. And that's why, oh my God, you're more depressed and the 3D is doing nothing for you, or maybe the 3D gets worse. That definitely happened to me when I first started manifesting. Some of you might know about that. I've talked about this before, that part of the reason I specifically wanted to start doing manifestation coaching is because I was one of those people in the first 6 months that I learned about law of assumption in particular. I made every classic mistake, did everything wrong. My self-concept got way worse. I was not feeling good about myself at all. I was getting way more depressed, and my physical reality was totally fucked. It was not good. So the bottom line of what I'm really trying to say here is that especially if you are someone who is feeling extra frustrated, extra depressed, maybe feeling really not good about yourself, and maybe you're extra obsessed about whatever this external thing is that you're just obsessed with. It could be a person, it could be a job, it could be something external that you've gotten obsessed with and you're like, oh, I'm gonna manifest that thing, but it's just keeping your fixation on this external thing. If you find yourself in that kind of a state right now, it is time to completely let go of the physical fulfillment of your desires. And I'm not saying that because it's like, oh, those things aren't going to happen. I'm saying that because paradoxically, that's what you have to do to get those things. You've got to stop obsessing about them. And you have to turn towards yourself, get honest with yourself, and go deeper into asking yourself, what's really going on with me? Like, again, to go to the SP example, why am I so obsessed with this person? Like, what is going on with me? Like, from my own childhood or my own past history of stuff that would be causing me to project so much anxiety and insecure obsession onto this person. Like, I need to honestly evaluate that part of myself before I can come back to healthfully knowing that I have a very secure connection with this person, whoever that specific person is. I need to pull back my own energy, love myself regardless of this external reality, dropping any need for it to do anything for you. Just in this moment, just feel the relief of that, of being like, okay, I'm just gonna drop all of this physical result stuff. Like, I am just gonna completely just let physical 3D results go. It should feel like a weight off your shoulders. It should feel like a bit of relief to just be like, okay, all I really have to do as a manifester is truly just address my genuine relationship with myself. That's the bottom line of what we're doing as manifestors. We're saying, right now, not only am I more than enough, I am perfect right now. There's never been anything wrong with me. There's never been anything to change about me. I was born perfect. And even though my life included a lot of painful circumstances that I still maybe have to process a bit, I'm claiming that my self-concept, my identity, is that I am perfect right now. I am loved. There's nothing I need to change. There's no strict routine or self-care regime or affirmation routine I need to do to change myself to get something in the future. I am going to completely just come within and accept that I am loved right now. And I'm going to validate the emotions that have been stuck in me about the past. And when I say that, validate, I mean really love those emotions and say, I feel you, I welcome you. Not only that, but you deserve to be here, anger. You deserve to be here, sadness. There's a lot of magnetic power built into your emotions. And when you get a healthy relation to your emotions, even the negative ones, it causes the manifestations to come in. This is why those of you who know me hear me say a lot, you don't need to change negative emotions, but you do need to have a very healthy relationship to them, a very healthy self-concept identity around your emotions. And a lot of you are kind of skimming the surface on that. I talk to a lot of clients and I'll talk about these kinds of things and they'll be like, oh yeah, I do that. But I can just tell in their energy that there's a lot deeper that they can go in really deeply validating those emotions that they so badly want to avoid. Because I get it, most people, when it comes to your shadow or these really old emotions that just so don't feel good to you, they remind you of abandonment or they remind you of painful things. It makes sense that your ego's like, don't go there. That's why I put those emotions in the shadow. Ego doesn't want you to really go into those emotions. But shadow work, I have found, is a huge part of manifesting properly. It's so liberating in and of itself. Reclaiming those deep inner child wounded parts of yourself feels so liberating. Coming into wholeness with yourself just feels so good. And then the cool side effect of that is that you do start getting a lot of your manifestations. It's like the 3D does start to validate you, but when it does start to validate you, you're like, well, duh, I've already been existing in this amazing, deep, deep self-love, self-trust, knowing that I am God state for a while now. And it's of course cute and fun when the 3D gives you what you want, but you're not so obsessed anymore. You're not looking at that validation or gratification as if it's the real prize anymore. Now you know that coming into wholeness with yourself was the prize all along. So that is my beef with this addiction to self-development work and the way that a lot of people have been approaching manifestation. If you're continuing to approach personal development, self-development, and manifestation in this very, I will discipline myself now, I will be perfect now, I will train myself to be perfect so that then in the future, good things will happen to me. If you are doing that, you are making yourself sick. I do not say that lightly. I say that very seriously. You are making yourself mentally and spiritually sick. And you're not even going to get the physical result you want. Let go of the future giving you some perfect physical validation or some perfect physical proof that's going to make up for all of the manifestation work you've been trying so hard to do. Let go of that and let yourself feel the grief of maybe what it's felt like to be trying to manifest for so long. Because I know so many of you have been trying to manifest something or someone for a really long time, and it's been a very painful journey for a lot of you. The constant 3D purges, the rejection, the uncertainty, the confusion about what was happening in your 3D world and how it was still really affecting you. And so many of you felt so alone and isolated in that because you don't have a lot of people in your life that you can talk to about manifestation. Let yourself integrate the grief of oh my God, I've been trying to manifest for so long and it has been very painful. And I am now officially stopping. I'm stopping trying to manifest. I'm letting 3D results go. And again, I say that because I want you to genuinely embrace the paradox that when I really let go, really let go, genuinely let go of ever needing the 3D to validate you again, you will finally start to feel the genuine empowerment that you're supposed to feel, where you're like, whoa, it was never about the 3D giving me anything. It was never about the 3D validating me at all. This entire journey was supposed to be about me loving myself, feeling empowered in my own skin, approving of myself wholeheartedly right now, knowing that exactly what I want is given to me right now. Your wishes aren't gratified at some future date. You have to be right now, in my perfect imperfection, I can just decide that it is right now. And I'm releasing the weight of needing to build for something in the future. There is no future. Give up on the future. It's dead. And I know that will inspire grief in some of you, but that's what you need. You need to get out of future thinking, out of physical future gratification thinking, and get fully into what's really going on in your body, what's really going on in your relationship to yourself, your relationship to your soul, your relationship to God. And when you get congruent, when you get right and loving in those relationships, and it's no longer about needing proof, needing the 3D to do a trick for you at all, and you get stable there, that is when actual manifestations happen. But as I said, when the 3D does start to change, it's much more obvious to you and natural, where you're like, well, of course it would, but you're no longer obsessive about it. You're no longer anxious about it. You're just sort of yeah, I know, I've been stable in my knowing of myself for a while. Of course, the 3D is going to change. But again, it's not the real gift. It's not the real prize. It is my empowered, amazing relationship that I feel, that wholeness within myself, that sense of security that never leaves me because I maintain it within myself. That is the real prize, the real goal. And you have to realize that only exists right now. You have to choose it right now. Okay, this was a very long rant today, but I've been thinking about this for a while. And as I said in the beginning of this video, sometimes the weight of the shadow in manifestation world, it burns me out. It feels heavy to me. I have to humble myself in the power of unconsciousness, if that makes sense. Unconsciousness in other people is something that you have to be very patient with. And I'm really speaking to myself. I have to be very patient with the unconsciousness that exists in other people, their inability to really look at themselves clearly and see what's really going on. But I am manifesting that with patience and knowing that it is unfolding perfectly. All I have to do is remain available to you guys. You will all wake up to your true nature more and more. You will wake up to how you've been projecting and causing yourself pain and acting from and manifesting from these wounds. You are seeing it, you are becoming more and more clear every day, and there is a fun mystery in the unfoldment of all of us as this human collective. And the more we stay in this lightness about it, it will just continue to unfold in a very light way. All right, this video is definitely long enough. As I said at the beginning of the call, if you do want to work with me more, if you liked this rant I just went on today, if it helped you, if it inspired you, one, please like this video, subscribe to this channel, and again, check out the courses or my private coaching if you do want to go deeper with me on whatever it is going on with you. And let me know your thoughts, your questions, just whatever's coming up. Just put it down in the comments below, and I will see you all in my next video. All right, bye.